Sacco and Feliz, New York and New Jersey's premier attorneys at law. Their team brings decades of experience across a wide range of practice areas. Whatever life brings, they're your legal team. From everyday matters to complex cases, they've got you covered with the experience you need and the results you want. Because when life gets complicated, they make it simple. SaccoFeliz.com. SACCOFILLAS.com. 2 C's, 2 L's.
Sunday morning. Well, like every Sunday, to expand our minds, we have our friend Dr. Sky, but his real name is Steve Cates. Well, Steve, what do you have for us this Sunday morning?
Well, John, good morning. Good Sunday morning to everybody listening. We're going to go back a little bit in time and talk about something that happened May 28th. What happened? Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' big rocket, the New Glenn, was strapped to the launch pad to do what they call a hot fire. And something sad happened to the entire rocket. Many people may know by now the entire rocket assembly exploded on the launch pad. Now, let's give fair credit to this particular project. Bezos and his team of aerospace engineers and space scientists have worked very hard, John, to develop these BE-4 rocket motors, the main rocket motors. They're powered by liquid methane and liquid oxygen. And they have to fire for 190 seconds when that rocket gets off the ground to escape velocity. But, John, sadly, the entire launch pad, LC-36 in Florida, was destroyed, as we know. And they were actually set for a June 4th launch to put some 49 satellites into orbit. But here's the practical side of what's going to happen, John. Right now, the entire moon mission with Artemis and also the connection with Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin is probably going to get a setback. Why? Bezos and his team, are developing the Blue Moon lander, very much essential for when we do land on the moon. And before they do that, they're going to land a robot called the Blue Moon Mark 1 to test the system out. So, John, in the simplest way I can say it, it's a setback for the whole moon mission because they need that component, the lunar lander. And with this rocket explosion, things are actually a little bit unsettled at this point.
Well, I was so surprised because does that set us back at all on anything on the moon or on what we're doing on the moon?
Well, John, it probably does if the contracts go the way they are, and I'm not privy to all the fine details. Obviously, SpaceX is working on the main rocket, the Starship. But if all goes as I read it here right now, it is obviously going to be a bit of a setback. Isaacman, the NASA director, has indicated that. But I say this way, don't rush it. Obviously, we've been there before, and I think you would wholeheartedly agree. Make sure you have the right equipment that's been obviously tested, and especially if you're going to put human beings on the surface of the moon. Yes, John, it probably does set us back a bit. But maybe not.
And NASA has been saying that they want to build something more permanent on the moon. Is this part of this particular mission, or is that in the future?
Well, John, it's kind of linked to the same thing. Yes, they need to get cargo to the surface of the moon to build a habitation, to build a place to survive on the moon. So they're together. These projects are hand in hand. So we'll have to see what happens. But in order to get that particular heavy load of material up to the moon, you're going to be depending on Starship, Elon Musk's pride and joy, the most powerful, of course, at least we know, delivery rocket to the moon. So, yes, all these things are pretty much hand in hand. But you got to land, and you have to have a habitation to live more than just one quick, few-hour journey. We'll have to see what happens.
Understood. The other thing that people are talking about is the disclosures that are becoming out. It's going to become a very, very hot issue. We get the joke is we get 1950s type pictures of the possible UFOs, but that there's other more important pictures available. One general has said that there's a picture of a UFO next to the B-52, and there was a being looking through each other at the B-52. And there's other stories that the astronauts have been restricted from saying things.
Yes, John. There's so many things. Even with this disclosure, a simple seventh-grade mind would say, give us some concrete evidence. Obviously, John, I'm a believer that there's life out in the universe. The problem is, if we've had all these alleged recoveries and alien body captures, Obviously, we need to see one bit of credible evidence. So with this whole story, it continues on. Obviously, one of the biggest news stories, as you know, in the entire world. We're waiting for some kind of disclosure. And Spielberg's movie, obviously, Disclosure, of course, appropriately named, comes out to hopefully give us a little bit more insight from his great genius and thought patterns. But, John, the mystery continues because we're going to continue on our own show, the Dr. Sky Experience, getting some of the best people we can to do what? Open up our minds about these mysteries, and especially one.
And you're on every Saturday at midnight, actually Saturday at midnight and Friday night at midnight, which is Saturday morning and Sunday morning, 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And I love those shows, and they're so intellectual and factual. What else? You also had to talk about. You wanted to talk about Jupiter. What the heck is going on in Jupiter?
John, this is interesting. Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system, of course, is incredible. It might be a planet factory. What does that mean? John, of all the planets in the solar system, Jupiter still has 115 known moons. Saturn actually takes the prize with 292. But around Jupiter, many astronomers have detected this ring of objects, like dust and particles. And if we believe how planetary systems form, well, that takes a long time to explain it. But what they're saying is Jupiter may have this ring of material around it, which helps build planets. And that, of course, goes out to the universe for any planets that are around these stars. We know there are planets. Maybe this is one of the creation paths to how planets actually formed, one of many, opening up our minds. But, John, really quickly, the mystery of the week continues on this. And here's the question. Is Earth's rotation actually slowing? And the answer is yes, but the numbers are very tiny. It's caused by the moon's gravity pull, which changes. So we're adding about 1.7 to 2.4 milliseconds a century. Doesn't sound like a lot. The reason is mass on the Earth slowly moves toward the equator, and this is over big time scales.
I think we have to worry about it in about 1 billion years.
You're right, but John, here's an answer that many people may not know to this question. Back, maybe 1.4 billion years ago, a day on the Earth was 18 hours long. Now we're 23 hours, 59 minutes and change. So we're going to be slowing down, but I don't think we have to worry about it anytime soon. And don't forget, look into the northwest sky this week, John. This is amazing. Jupiter and Venus will converge together in the sky about the closeness as you took your thumb at arm's length. That is an amazing conjunction. Jupiter and Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. A beautiful month to get out and look in the sky as we reveal the mysteries in many ways of what's out beyond this particular planet.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you, John.